Are we currently witnessing the most brilliant, paradigm-shifting pitching acquisition of the modern era? Or are we staring down the barrel of the most terrifying financial gamble in the history of this franchise? Welcome back, baseball purists and diehard fans, to a conversation that is absolutely tearing the baseball community apart right now. The Toronto Blue Jays have just dropped a nuclear bomb on the off-season market, and the shockwaves are still vibrating through every single stadium in the league. In a move that aggressively screams championship or bust, the front office has officially locked down right-handed strikeout artist Dylan Cease to a staggering, jaw-dropping 7-year contract worth $210 million. This is not just a standard free agent signing. This is a monumental franchise-altering declaration of intent. After the agonizing, soul-crushing heartbreak of the 2025 season, a campaign where this team battled all the way to the brink, only to watch their World Series dreams evaporate just one agonizing step away from the ultimate prize, management looked at the roster and realized they needed a monster on the mound. They needed a pitcher who doesn't just get outs, but completely demoralizes the opposition. They needed the pure, unadulterated art of the strikeout. But let us be brutally honest about the massive emotional and financial roller coaster this contract represents for the organization. Handing an average annual value of $30 million to a 30-year-old starting pitcher is a move that instantly and permanently alters the team's salary cap flexibility, luxury tax situation, and future roster construction. It means the front office fundamentally believes Dylan Cease is the definitive missing puzzle piece, the ultimate weapon required to finally push them over the championship threshold. Before the very first pitch of the highly anticipated 2026 season has even been thrown, this 7-year veteran is already generating a massive whirlwind of bold, aggressive predictions, placing him squarely among the absolute elite starting pitchers in the sport. Yet, this historic signing comes with a built-in, undeniable layer of anxiety. We are talking about a pitcher with a career earned run average of 3.88. In the hyper-analytical, data-driven world of modern baseball, a near 4.00 ERA does not typically command a $210 million payday. The conflict here is as old as the game of baseball itself. The intoxicating, seductive allure of unhittable swing-and-miss stuff versus the frustrating, pitch-count-inflating reality of issuing far too many free passes. The Blue Jays have essentially purchased a high-performance sports car with a notoriously unpredictable steering wheel. The engine is fully capable of lapping the competition, but if the driver cannot keep it on the track, it is going to be a very expensive, very frustrating ride for the passionate fans in Toronto. To truly comprehend the sheer magnitude of this $210 million investment, we must dive deep into the historical context and the intricate tactical fundamentals of Dylan Cease's fascinating career. This is a pitcher who has already tasted the rarefied air of pitching royalty, proving he can dominate the best hitters on the planet. Let's rewind the tape and look at the resume. Cease finished second in the American League Cy Young Award voting during a spectacular, dominant run with the Chicago White Sox, and he followed that up by securing a highly respected fourth-place MVP tier vote for his gritty, high-octane performance during his first of 2 seasons with the San Diego Padres. He has proven on the biggest and brightest stages that when his mechanics are perfectly synchronized, he is virtually unhittable. Historically, we have seen pitchers with this exact, tantalizing profile. Think of the early wild days of a young Randy Johnson or the frustrating high-walk stretches of the legendary Nolan Ryan. They are pitchers who possess the unique art of eliminating opponents by strikeout, a psychological weapon that completely demoralizes opposing lineups and takes the bat right out of their hands. When Cease is dialed in on the mound, the defense behind him often becomes mere spectators to his brilliance. However, the glaring tactical flaw that constantly threatens to derail his prestige on the mound is his alarming walk rate. In Major League Baseball, walks are the silent, insidious killers of pitching lines. They elevate pitch counts prematurely, force managers to expose their vulnerable bullpens in the middle innings, and turn harmless solo home runs into devastating, game-altering 3-run blasts. This is exactly why the Toronto Blue Jays' renowned pitching laboratory is the absolute most critical factor in this entire $210 million equation. The Blue Jays have a phenomenal, heavily documented history of taking elite, raw talent and refining it into Cy Young caliber production. Just look at the miraculous transformation they orchestrated with Robbie Ray a few years ago. The coaching staff in Toronto specializes in microscopic mechanical tweaks, optimizing release points, and improving pitch tunneling to deceive hitters. If they can help Cease find just a 5% improvement in his strike zone rate, the results will be absolutely catastrophic for the rest of the American League. The front office isn't paying $210 million for the pitcher Dylan Cease was in San Diego. They are paying for the optimized, fully realized, terrifying version of Dylan Cease that their pitching coaches believe they can unlock. It is a fascinating, high-stakes marriage of raw, explosive athletic talent and cutting-edge, biomechanical pitching philosophy. This brings us directly to the climax of the offseason narrative and a remarkably bold, headline-grabbing projection from one of the most respected and connected voices in the sport. ESPN's elite insider, Jeff Passan, recently dropped a massive analytical bombshell that has the entire baseball community buzzing with anticipation. Passan stated, on the record, that it would not surprise him in the slightest if Dylan Cease finishes second in the American League Cy Young voting this year. Passan eloquently pointed out that Cease is joining a Blue Jays pitching machine that revels in taking raw talent and molding it into something even better. Passan noted that Cease has always been a consistent, durable workhorse, but with a little refinement from the Toronto staff, his strikeout ability could evolve into something historically great. You don't find many 30-year-olds with upside. Passan wrote in his explosive report, Cease has already been a Cy Young runner-up once and is ready to repeat the feat. This projection completely changes the temperature in the room. It elevates the expectations from, we hope he pitches well to justify the contract, to we expect him to absolutely dominate the league and carry this rotation. Naturally, this stratospheric level of expectation has completely fractured the voice of the fan base. If you scroll through the comments, the subreddits, and the sports radio call-in shows right now, you will see a fan base at war with itself. Half of the Blue Jays faithful are absolutely terrified by the risk. They look at the massive $210 million price tag, they look at the career 3.88 ERA, and they scream that this is a massive, panic-driven overpay that will eventually choke the team's payroll and prevent them from re-signing their homegrown superstars. They fear a nightmare future scenario where Cease loses his command in a crucial playoff game, walking the bases loaded and breaking their hearts all over again. But the other half of the fan base? They are completely intoxicated by the massive upside. They see a glorious future scenario where Cease is striking out 250 batters, leading the league in WHIP, and carrying the team on his back through the grueling month of October. If Cease struggles, the media scrutiny in Toronto will be absolutely relentless, and the pressure on the manager will be crushing. But if he succeeds, if he truly taps into that hidden upside Passan is talking about, this contract will be remembered as the absolute masterstroke that finally brought a World Series parade back to Canadian soil. As we look toward the horizon of this highly anticipated 2026 campaign, the narrative is firmly set, the stakes are impossibly high, and the stage is perfectly primed for incredible baseball drama. Dylan Cease has secured his generational wealth, but now comes the absolute hardest part of the journey, justifying every single penny of that massive $210 million contract under the intense microscope of the Toronto media. A season exactly like the one Jeff Passan is boldly predicting would undoubtedly make Cease a heavy, undeniable favorite for the American League Cy Young Award, cementing his legacy as one of the greats. But the path to pitching immortality is never without its massive, intimidating roadblocks. Standing directly in his way is the ultimate final boss of the American League, Tarik Skubal of the Detroit Tigers. Skubal is an absolute monster on the mound, a back-to-back Cy Young Award winner who has established a terrifying, suffocating reign of dominance over the entire league. For Cease to claim the crown, he doesn't just have to be great, he has to dethrone a reigning king. He has to prove that his chaotic strikeout art is vastly superior to Skubel's surgical, relentless precision. The Toronto Blue Jays have pushed their chips all in, leaving absolutely nothing in reserve. They have embraced the massive risk, swallowed the tough financial pill, and bet their entire championship window on the explosive right arm of Dylan Cease. It is a storyline ripped straight out of a Hollywood script, filled with massive financial stakes, intricate mechanical adjustments, and the desperate pursuit of ultimate redemption after last year's devastating playoff heartbreak. Will the Blue Jays' legendary pitching lab unlock the greatest, most dominant version of Dylan Cease we have ever seen? Or will the ghosts of his command issues return to haunt the Rogers Center when the lights shine the brightest? Now, I turn the microphone over to you, the most passionate and knowledgeable fans in all of baseball. Get down in the comment section right now and let your voice be heard loud and clear. Do you think Dylan Cease is truly worth the $210 million investment? Or did the front office panic after falling short last year? And more importantly, do you believe he has what it takes to finally dethrone Tarik Skubel for the AL Cy Young Award? I want to read every single one of your hot takes. Don't forget to absolutely smash that like button, subscribe to the channel for the most elite in-depth baseball coverage on YouTube, and ring that notification bell so you never miss a breaking story. Until next time, keep your eye on the ball and let's go Blue Jays.